Shavuot Tov, Agutavoch, and welcome to our program. It is now the Shabbos after Shavuos. Before we continue, you can see behind you the banner Chalukas Teras HaRebbe, which means that we have started it just now on Gimmel Sivan, 30 days before Gimmel Tammuz. And what we have is, if you go into the website gimmeltammuz.com, GIMELTAMMUZ.com, you will find the entire oldest volume of the Rebbe. And then you can choose what you want to do in preparation for Gimmel Tammuz this year. And what you are going to find is oldest volume of the Rebbe, 200th volume of the Rebbe. And you can choose whatever sefer you want, any part of any sefer. Not only that, we have Chalukah Aleph and Chalukah Beis and Chalukah Gimmel and Chalukah Dalet. In case you are looking for something and it was already taken in one Chalukah, you can go into the second Chalukah. I want to tell you good news. We only started this one day ago. The recording today is on Dalet Sivan, and we started Gimmel Sivan 30 days before Gimmel Tammuz, and there are already 37% of people of the Torah of the Rebbe, 37% in one day of the 200 volumes of the Rebbe. And Imir Hashem, it's going to fill up. So please go to gimmeltammuz.com, and then you will see the entire oldest volume of the Rebbe. And you can choose which sefer you want and which part of the sefer you want in order to prepare for you for Gimmel Tammuz. And as the Rebbe said many times, you're looking for a way of hiskashrus, of connection with the Rebbe. The best way of connection, the Rebbe himself says that, is by learning the Torah of the Rebbe, by each Rebbe. And therefore, the connection to our Rebbe is by learning the Torah of the Rebbe, which you will find. And not only that, you're going to get a few times, you get a reminder of what you took, so that you have a whole year to learn it, from this Gimmel Tammuz till Gimmel Tammuz next year. Gimmel Tammuz Tovshin Pei. So you have a whole year to learn it. So therefore, you can take anything you want. Some people even took a whole sefer, and for a whole year, Hashem, they will finish it. So please go in to the website gimmeltammuz.com, and you will be able to choose whatever part of the Torah of the Rebbe you want as a preparation for Gimmel Tammuz. I also want to tell you that I published a book now, The Rebbe in Paris. This book was published 2 times before in Hebrew, Harabi Paris, and this is a translation. This book has 763 pages in color, and it has hundreds of pictures, of letters, of manuscripts. It's the story of the Rebbe in Paris from 1933 till 1940, and then again in 1947 for 3 months. It also has the miraculous rescue mission of the Rebbe and the Rebbetzin, the rescue mission that took them from Paris to Vichy, from Vichy to Nice, from Nice to Marseille, from Marseille to Lisbon, from Lisbon to New York, and it's all chronicled in details in this book. This book also has a special section about the Rebbetzin Chana, the Rebbetzins mother, pictures of the Rebbetzin Chana, stories about the Rebbetzin Chana, stories that the Rebbetzin Chana told, and so on. It also has a special section about the Rebbetzin Chayamushka. And it has stories about the Rebbetzin, stories the Rebbetzin told, visits to the home of the Rebbetzin Chayamushka and the Rebbe. It also has the answer to many questions that people may ask. It is known when the Rebbe was in Paris, he went to the Sorbonne. Who paid tuition for the Sorbonne? Did you ever think of that? Who paid tuition for the Sorbonne? The book answers that question. What did the Rebbe do all the time in Paris? It's known that the fact that the Rebbe went to the Sorbonne only occupied a small part of the Rebbe's day. What else did the Rebbe do? This book answers all the international activities that the Rebbe took care of, all the publications of Lubavitch that the Rebbe took care of, the entire finances of the Lubavitch movement that the Rebbe ran from Paris, and so on. The book is the answer to all of that. And as mentioned, the book has 763 pages in color and hundreds of pictures and letters and manuscripts. And it's available in Hebrew bookstores and on Amazon.com. Rabbi say behandegeya to after the time after Shavuot. Let's open up the Gemara in Chagige, Daf Yazayin Omed Aleph, and the Gemara tells us, Omer Rabbi Lozer, Omer Rabbi Eishia. Rabbi Lozer says in the name of Rabbi Eishia, Minayin la'atzeres sheyesh lo tashlumin kol shivo. How do we know that Shavuot has tashlumin? Days of fulfillment, 7 days of fulfillment. Shene'emar, because it says, Apostle in Chumash in Dvorim, b'chag hamatzes, v'chag hashavuos, v'chag hasukes. Mekish chag hashavuos lechag hamatzes. So there is an equation of Shavuos to chag hamatzes. What's the equation? The equation is like this: Ma chag hamatzes, yesh lo tashlumin kol shivo. Just like in Pesach, there is tashlumin. In case he didn't bring the korban on the first day, he has 7 days to bring the korban tashlumin, the days of fulfillment. By the same measure, av chag hashavuos yesh lo tashlumin kol shivo. So Shavuot also has days of fulfillment, 7 days. So if you count 7 days from Vov Tishrei, so you have till Yud Beis Tishrei. Comes the Gemara and asks a question. Ve'emo, let us say, Mekish lechag hasukes. Let's make the equation to Sukkot. What are we going to gain if we make the equation to Sukkot? Ma chag hasukes yesh lo tashlumin kol shmeino. Chag hasukes has tashlumin 8 days because it has Shmini Atzeres. Av chag hashavuos yesh lo tashlumin kol shmeino. So let Shavuos also have 8 days till Yud Gimmel Sivan. That's the kasha of the Gemara. And the Gemara answers, Shmini regel b'fnei atzmehu. That Shmini Atzeres is an independent regel after Sukkot. So Sukkot is only 7 days, and the 8th day is Shmini Atzeres. That is what the Gemara says. Comes our Rebbe and asks kasha. Let's keep the Gemara open because the Rebbe brings a thesis that we're going to see soon. The Rebbe's kasha is that the hekesh, the equation here, is found wanting. It's not the same. On Pesach, the days of Tashlumin are days of Yontif, days of Chol HaMoed. So if you don't bring the korban the first day, you have 7 days, including 7 days of Chol HaMoed. Some of them are Chol HaMoed. However, when it comes to Shavuot, the equation is not the same. The days of the days of Tashlumin of Shavuot are Chayil Gomel, are absolute mundane days. And to prove it, the Rebbe brings a Teisvus Daf Tes Omed Aleph. Let's see the Teisvus. In Chagige, a small Teisvus Daf Tes Omed Aleph. The Teisvus is Tashlumin, where Teisvus says the Chayil Gomel, that the days of Tashlumin of Shavuos are Chayil Gomel, are absolute mundane days. They're not the same as the days of Pesach. The days of Pesach of Tashlumin are Chol HaMoed, Chayil Shomed, holy days. It's Yom Tov, and most people even have are in garb of Yom Tov. In some communities, they wear Arbekesh and a Shtreimel and everything because it's days of Yom Tov. And in Chabad, the same thing. We wear the same thing. We the same garb that we wear on Yom Tov. We wear on Chol HaMoed. You don't take off the garb on Vazas Hameos days. You cannot do that. However, the days of Tashlumin of Shavuos al Chayil Gomel are absolutely mundane days. So therefore, how can you? Where is the equation? You could say that the Tashlumin of Pesach, because it is also they're also in Yom Tov, the Chol HaMoed, therefore they can qualify as days of fulfillment. But in the case of Shavuos, they are Chayil Gomel, they're absolutely mundane days, so it's not the same equation. That is the Rebbe's question. We will return to that in a moment, and to the answer in the teachings of the Rebbe. But first, our customary story. I heard the story from a Jew who says that this story he's a witness to it because it happened to him. He went to visit a friend who, Rahman al-Islam, was in jail. It was after Pesach, 1 year. And while he was in jail visiting this friend, he says it wasn't an easy visit. It was a maximum security prison and a federal prison. And it wasn't easy to get in. He had to register a ganze Meise, but he went to visit him. And so while he was there, the person whom he went to visit tells him a story. He tells him a story. It was Pesach. And he was sleeping. It was the middle of the night. He was sleeping. And in a dream, he sees the Rebbe. He sees the Rebbe at the Farbrengen. He comes to the Rebbe's Farbrengen. And the Rebbe sees him. And the Rebbe says to him, Zokt lechaim, say lechaim. So he says to the Rebbe, how can I say lechaim? I am in jail. That's what he saw. That was the dream. And right after that, he felt that somebody was pushing him at the shoulder. It was the warden. And the warden was waking him up. And he wakes him up, and he gives him a box. It was a box of matzah. It was Pesach, it was a box of matzah. And the warden says to him, tell me, who is your rabbi? So he says, I have more than one rabbi. I don't know what you're talking about. I have more than one rabbi. And the warden says, I will tell you why I want to know who your rabbi is, and I want you to show me a picture of your rabbi. So he says to him, I have more than one rabbi. I don't have any pictures of the rabbi here, of my rabbis here. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask my wife that on the next visit, when she comes here, she should bring the pictures of my rabbi. And the warden says, yes, let me know. And he let his wife know that she should bring him the pictures of his rabbis. She brings him a picture of the Satmar Rebbe, and she brings him a picture of our Rebbe. And he takes those pictures and he shows those pictures to the warden. And the warden looks at those two pictures, and he says, and he looks at the Rebbe's picture, and he says, this is the rabbi that I saw in my dream. And let me tell you what I saw. I saw the rabbi in my dream, and the rabbi says to me, how come you didn't bring this and this inmate the box of matzah that he has? So he says this is not my department, this is a different department, and I have nothing to do with that. So the rabbi says, come with me. I'm going to show you where the matzah is. And he takes me to a room, and there is a locker, and in that locker there is a box of matzah. On the box of matzah there was your name. What happened is that your family sent this box of matzah for you for the holiday, but for whatever reason the management decided not to give it to you. So now the rabbi says to me, take this box of matzah and bring it to him right now. And I'm bringing you the box of matzah, and this is it. And then he asked him, if you can show me a picture of your rabbi. And as I told you before, he asked his wife to bring him a picture. He brought him a picture of the Satmar Rebbe and a picture of the Rebbe. And the warden said on the Rebbe, this is the rabbi that I saw in my dream. This is the rabbi who told me I should take the matzah, the box of matzah, and bring to you. As mentioned, Rabbi say, I heard the story from a Jew just last week, with whom it happened. He heard the story from this individual whom he went to visit while he was in jail. Must tell you, this is what we call in Yiddish, a Baal Shemske Meise. Rabbi say, you know the question that the Rebbe asked. The equation here to Shavuot is not equal to the equation of Pesach. The days of Pesach, yes, they are Tashlumin, they are days of fulfillment, but they are days of Yontif. However, in the case of Shavuos, these are not days of Yontif, these are Chil Gomer, that Tesis, as the Rebbe brings the Tesis, Daftes, that's Chil Gomer, so it's not the same equation. And the Rebbe answers. The Rebbe answers that Pesach, the connection was because of a particular reason. That was the connection of Pesach, because of what happened, we went out of Mitzrayim. The connection of Sukkot was because of a particular reason. Kiva Sukkot Hishavti, because we were in huts when we came out of Mitzrayim. The connection of Shavuot is a much deeper one. It's not because of this reason or another reason. It's a general connection. It's the connection of Almighty God and the Jewish people. It's the Ato V'Chavtanu connection, which is beyond and higher than any other connection. And because it is such a connection, a general connection between the God and the Jew, so it doesn't have any form and it doesn't have any limits. The connection of Pesach has a form, and therefore it has limits. And it can only, the days of Tashlumin can only be days that are already Yontif Chalameid, but they cannot be weekdays. In the case of Shavuot, since the connection is so strong, and it's not a connection that is because of this reason or another reason, it's a general connection, that connection is so strong that it can transform a completely mundane days, Chil Gomer, as Tesva says, into days of Tashlumin, into days that you should be able to fulfillment, to be able to bring the Korban. So this is the difference. And the Rebbe continues that the Shavuos connection should be a steady connection. Not only for the days of Shavuos, it should be a steady connection, especially to us, and especially in this generation, as we are the last generation of Golus and the first generation of Geulah. And our generation will see the Geulah Amitis Ve'ashlimo with our very own eyes. But what we need for now, there are still Pachim Ktanim, small vessels, that were not refined yet. But Emir Tashem, through the activities of the Rebbe Shluchim all over the world, and each and every single one of us, we will refine also our part in the world, our own part and our chelik in this world, and collectively we will refine the whole world, and we will prepare the world, Emir Tashem, for the Geulah Amitis Ve'ashlimo coming our way, Gesundheit und Freilichkeit, ובעגולו דידן ובשמחו ובטוב לבוב ובטיב הנילה והניגלה ולמטה מעשרות טפוחים ובחסד ובלחמים ותקף ומיד ממש